and welcome to Talks Around the Teapot.
Sir.
Hi.
We were all
everyone.
really loud for that.
Yeah.
Does everybody have their mic turned on, actually?
Talks around the... Yes.
Morne.
Morne.
Agatha Pentecost.
Morne. Putman Trimmer.
I apologise because I think my microphone was turned off for that episode.
I apologise for nothing.
I don't know whether it was on and then I turned it off and forgot I turned it off.
Maybe it was on in the first half, and you turned it off for the break
Maybe.
and didn't turn it on. But at least our camera does record audio.
Yeah, so we'll find out.
And hopefully it was picked up a bit more on Lyndon's mic because Lyndon was sat in a weird place for a bit of today's episode.
Care to explain yourself?
Or are we starting from the
I
beginning?
think we should start from the beginning, and then, I'll leave, you can talk about the beginning, come and get me, and then we will talk about everything else.
Okay.
Yeah?
I still just think put some headphones on.
La 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 la.
For
It would be
15
really
minutes
annoying.
of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why headphones don't play music out loud.
Imagine if we had an episode of Talks where there was just really loud music the whole time over us speaking.
All right, well, come and get me.
Soon, my love.
Bye-bye.
Should probably close that door, Maijai,
What the
so you
fuck?
can't hear. Shall we talk about the episode?
Yeah.
I don't know if I can. I feel very emotionally hungover and I don't think I've processed any of it or know how I feel about anything that just happened.
Cool.
But I guess we start at the beginning. How did this begin? My brain is a jumble.
We're drinking
Began with whiskey.
Yeah. Oh, and we spoke to Richard.
We did.
Yeah, he had some long conversations with Richard, with Lucas, and with Jonathan.
I loved Richard in all of that whole section. I thought,
I'm so glad that he kept his cool.
yeah. But I think you could really see how much he cared about the girls.
He could probably kill Jonathan with one punch. So.
Oh yeah.
I like that Jonathan knew that. Jonathan was like, he is a very strong man and I am not as fit as I was. I was like, Rosalind was like, yeah. Yeah. I mean, she wasn't, but she was very much Team Richard.
Oh, definitely.
Mostly because she's terrified of Jonathan. But lol.
Richard gave you his jacket.
Oh, that was
so
really
cute.
sweet. Yeah. That was and he hugged us through the bars. That nearly made me cry.
Yeah.
Like everything else in this episode, apparently. I think once again I spent more time crying than not crying.
Maybe.
There was a lot of crying this episode.
There has been the last 3 episodes,
Yeah.
to be fair. It's been a really traumatic time for the girlies. For all of us. We're all very traumatized.
I mean, I'm good. I'm real
bet
good.
You are. But
You know who's probably not good
stop
anymore?
it. Please. I can't handle it. Yeah, so Richard and Jonathan, and we got told stuff. Jonathan told us the truth about our dads, and the painting we found. Oh my god,
The battle.
the Battle of
No,
Behemoth.
I refuse to say the name outside of game.
Okay, interesting.
Sorry.
I can see it so vividly, what that painting was.
Literally.
I knew you would be able to.
Yeah. It was so clear in
Yeah. And there was really something about that because we knew our dads were there and were part of it, but seeing them in action really proved it. But it also I don't know for you, but seeing just a painting of my dad in a place I was at, I was really oh my god, this is a lifeline. I know he was here and he's powerful and they know him, I am in the right place finally.
And the fact that was 6 years ago and then they...
Yeah, we were 12.
Yeah.
When they were off doing that. That was crazy. Why are you smirking, giggling?
Nothing. Just hope you wrote down Behemoth in your books.
Why?
You didn't.
I did
I
actually.
won't write that name down.
It...
The Battle of B, we'll call it for sure.
I have a
B-dog,
thing.
they
I
call
have a
him.
thing.
B-dog.
I have a thing about saying demons' names out loud.
That's probably helpful, to be honest, in this game.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, I found out that the ring I have on has consequences. And I didn't expect Rosalind to be so like terrified and resistant to that. I mean, obviously she was going to be. I don't know why I didn't think she would be. But like she was really like, I can't do that. I can't do that. That's not for me. I'm not capable of that.
Cool. Well,
but
you don't
apparently-
have a choice.
Apparently it'll burn me up if I don't. What does that mean?
Well, it means
Bro,
you'll have to find out.
I'm scared. I mean, I won't find out.
Let's hope
I
not.
will do the correct thing.
Let's hope not.
But like, it was interesting because we were talking about this in the break, me and Morne. We were saying like the amount of times that Jonathan or Lucas said something about like, oh, we didn't think it would pass to the female line, or the mere female genes, or we didn't think it was possible that a woman could have it. And every time, I don't know about Agatha, but it was interesting in terms of Rosalind's journey with gender, because for the first time when people were shit-talking women, I wasn't like, oh yeah, that sounds right, that's correct. I was really like, shut the fuck up. And I don't know if it was because it was about you two as well as me, because I didn't really feel it for myself, because I was like, no, I can't be a sorcerer, you're absolutely right, I'm not capable of that, like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
But it was when Jonathan started being like, I didn't think the curse would pass to Talia, I was like, fuck you. I was like, Talia has always been as good and better than any man.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Like, I really was like,
It was when Jonathan called her a mere female. Or
yeah, I was really
like,
the-
excuse me?
literally.
She's the opposite of mere.
Yeah.
The reason why there's a large gap between me and you guys at the table, you can't really.
We would have just like, yeah, if we were out of character. But yeah, that was really interesting. But it's also really satisfying because it's like, we did it though.
Yeah.
Like, we're here and we lived, and we found information Jonathan didn't. Like, all the stuff about Duna he didn't know.
So
So that's fun. I want to hear about your response to finding out Harold doesn't have any magic compared to like Frederick and Gilbert.
Oh, I felt that. That was palpable.
Same. In the room, as Rosalind, I was like, oh god, like another thing this is gonna hurt Agatha. Like,
Did you feel a little bit
as soon
useless?
as you said, he's rich.
it was that. I was like,
It was that. I was like, you could have softened the blow and be like, oh, he's good with his guns, but no,
he could have been like
he's
best
rich.
gunsman in England.
Yeah.
Like,
It was definitely the delivery of that. He's rich. It felt like a slap in the face.
but equally, like,
And it's Agatha, so she's going to take it personally, and she will have a breakdown about it.
Agatha's trauma is feeling left out, like
Yeah.
from her childhood and now being with Talia and Rosalind and like everything. And you just did that again.
I didn't even realise that was your trauma.
Well, she.
Imagine me crafting a whole bunch of stuff about being left out and not even realise.
You're evil. But
Don't like him.
no. But that said, like, I know Aggie's got issues with it, but like the three of them together were referred to as like the fist of the organisation. Like, it was the three of them in the painting. Like, we know they operate together. Like, I now think, and it might just be Rosalind who's always like, my dad's the best ever, but like, I now think it's those three that are like the most powerful ones in the group, and like everyone knew it. Albert! We need to talk about Albert.
We need to talk about Albert.
Albert's done it.
He's done it.
I was never expecting that. I don't know why I wasn't. I just wasn't. In my head, if Archibald hadn't, Albert wouldn't have. Like,
But I don't see Albert often.
yeah, and also like
So
our
how would
dads
I
are
know?
very different. Like, I can see Frederick being like, no, he's not ready, I'm still in charge of it. Whereas like Harold, I can see being a bit more like, yeah, go on, son, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
If Albert was missing, obviously I would be sad, but poor Jane White. Well, Jane Pentecost now.
the way, like, so okay, session 0 for this game was the wedding of Agatha's brother Albert and a very boring woman called Jane White, who would often just sit with
Slander.
her hands on her knees. I loved her, I can't.
Yeah, I love
Just, like,
Jane.
my bestie.
Jane is my sister-in-law.
Yeah.
I love her. Sister-in-law stuck together.
But yeah,
Yeah. I was.
you were so worried about Albert,
I-
like, I could feel it.
Yeah.
I felt really bad as Rosalind because there was nothing I could say to like make that better because there was no way we could know that he was safe or not.
But I hope that Lucas is correct that Albert is
same.
safe in Sevenlock, or where I don't actually know where he lives. I assume he lives.
Yeah, he
in
probably
Sevenlock,
lives.
Yeah,
I don't know.
He does.
he does.
Thanks, DM. But like, yeah, that's interesting that they said it at the minute. It only seemed to be happening in London. I think it's going to
But-
spread. I'm scared. I can see the
that
build.
means when Lucas was like, I'm the only one left. No, you're fucking not. If,
Yeah, Albert's there.
if Albert's alive, then
I guess he means like Albert's not at the organisation.
I guess.
Like, wasn't active, because in my head, like, he'd done the trial, but like Harold was still in charge of it. You know?
I guess, yeah.
But I don't know. Also, I really didn't enjoy. Once again, why does Jonathan always like see through Rosalind, like to the core of her, beyond her bullshit? Because what the fuck do you mean? I know you have a tumultuous relationship with your mother. No, the fuck you don't, Jonathan. Jonathan? No, I don't. My mother's lovely, and she loves me very much, and we get on really well. I don't know why he said that to her. She's processing it in me, so like I can't really say anything else about that. But again, Jonathan has just like cut through all her bullshit and say, Rosalind is so scared of Jonathan, and so like Jonathan really brings up like all her issues ever since he like sat her down when we left Stone and was like, yeah, scared. But yeah, and then Rosalind was actually really like.
You stood up for yourself.
Yeah, I was going to say, because the next thing that happened kind of was that we went back. We had to go back to the Velvet Masquerade, which I never saw coming, and I know you just didn't realise we didn't have anything of Talia's.
It's a good thing,
I just like seeing your
actually.
faces. We're like, oh shit.
It was a good thing that the journal wasn't in your bag, because it would have
Yeah, it would have been
destroyed.
so. Like, I'm really glad she didn't have it, but I'm not.
Oh
Because,
shit, I've just left my gun out. I took it apart, didn't I? I never put it back together.
yeah, but what's Lucas going to do? He's a little wizard boy.
Yeah, that's
They're
so
busy.
true.
Lucas seems really traumatised.
He does.
Like, when I mentioned the blood, he was really like,
yeah.
I felt really bad for him. I guess that's what happens when your whole organisation gets slaughtered and you're just left alive when you have like a week of training or something.
I mean, weeks, so like a few months in total,
Yeah.
probably.
Bless him. I feel really bad for
But
him.
you'd count it in weeks, I feel like.
Yeah.
And then
12.
Once again, Madame, I loved so much in this episode. Like, I was so angry at Jonathan when he was being really anti-sex work, and he was being really like, there is never any reason for us to return. I would never set foot in an establishment like this. Rosalind was really like, shut the fuck up. Rosalind really felt really defensive. I feel like it was the same for you. Like, I felt really protective of all the people there. Like,
I was
yeah.
in my head, I was like, well, I found reason to be in here. My father found reason to be in here.
Multiple
Oh my god, yeah,
times.
you could drop that at some point. You could be like,
Jonathan would go insane if he found
I feel
out.
like everyone who's an adult though knows that Harold fucks whores. Like, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed. First of all, I enjoyed that I mean, she could only do it because she was hysterical having a meltdown for like the last 3 episodes. Like, that is the only reason Rosalind could be like, no, I can't do anything else. Like, we have to go back now. But like, the fact that Madam stood up for us.
Yeah.
Like, when she
Glad
was,
that
I loved that she was really like, nose up, and she was really like, yes, well, I see the girls have spoken. I was really like, yeah, they have. I was like, yes. Like, I've never loved an NPC more than in that moment. Love that. But I'm scared because like now we have to face the actual discussion of where we're gonna live, and Jonathan and Madame are gonna go head to head, I think, and it's
well,
gonna be.
if that happens,
And Madame is very good at head.
but,
Jonathan would never.
but remember, I have a gun.
That you wanted to use on
I
Jonathan
wanted to
initially.
use on Jonathan, so
Just gotta wait for it to dry first, and then he's in
I
trouble.
picked up the second one.
Oh yeah, of course you did.
I've got 2.
Lol.
I'm very proficient.
Then we went back. Oh my god, Rosalind, who needs to be perfect and like beautiful and neat all the time and can't touch dirt, really said, I will walk around London in my underwear covered and soaked in my lover's blood and guts, rather than put literally anything else on over the top. You know what I mean? Which is really
Means lover.
lesbian core of her, to be honest. That was really deranged. I don't know why she did that, but I do.
Your word. She said lesbian.
I did. I mean, I can talk about Rosalind's sexuality, but I just think
Do you think Rosalind's less?
I think the
No,
girls that
confused,
get
just
it,
a
get
face.
it.
Okay.
I mean, Rosalind's obsessed with
She's
men.
very traumatized.
She's also like, she loves men. And men are literally everything I think about and so much better than us, and I'm not overcompensating by doing that at all. I just decided to make myself everything men want all the time. because I'm not doing that to cover anything. Sorry, is that not like episodes 1 to 6 or
Yeah, literally.
That was a bit scary. We'll edit that out.
was it?
We won't.
You won't. You don't edit anything out. Sorry, audience, if that scared you. I'm in a weird mood. This game has put me in a really odd mindset today. But yeah, and then Lucas did the ritual,
He did.
and we fell through time and space.
Yeah, that was a really beautiful description.
Yeah, I think, like, literally well done, DM. I agree. And I don't know about you, but like, I felt like, especially afterwards, because we went to break, obviously, after that. Like, that was so intense. Like, I really could, like, I mean, I always can see everything and feel everything really viscerally, like, around me when I'm sat at the table. But, like, something about that, like, I could feel, like, this rush of air coming from it. And after we cut, like, after the break, I really, like, once I'd stopped being Rosalind and I was Taya, I really felt like, as well as Rosalind and Agatha, like Taya and Morne had just like done something, like I felt like we had just had this like crazy adventure together.
Yeah.
Like I felt really like,
It was just the way like we like looked at each other's eyes and
there was something,
smiling.
it was a really cool moment.
Yeah.
And I like the way that you made like all these universes, or that's how I interpreted it, like just looked like these stars, like tiny pinpricks, like they're so far away. Like I thought that was really beautiful.
And then we went to break.
And these guys, do you have it on? Is it going to be in the episode? The trick you pulled.
Yeah, it starts with.
I need to rewatch that like
Started,
before I go.
guess. Everybody's seen it now. Maijai saying, "Welcome back."
Shall we go get Maijai?
Sure.
Maijai!
Maijai. I need to stop. I keep eating with my mouth full on and I'm sorry. That's gross. Rosalind would never.
I want to rewatch the opening to see like, because we figured it out pretty quickly.
Yeah. I want to. Yeah.
You know what? We don't watch parties where we watch the show and like video ourselves, but
Like
On
reactions.
that?
Oh, let's edit this bit out.
Oh.
I was just thinking we'll edit out the.
I thought you were.
Can you turn off your phone, please?
Why?
We would get shouted at.
Yeah, we would.
It's because he's the DM.
Excuse me.
Yeah, exactly. Maijai can actually tell you what to do for the rest of this episode of Talks.
No, we took the reins at the end.
You didn't sit back in the seat though.
That is.
You didn't sit back in the seat.
I didn't move from my seat, bitch.
Shh. How dare you?
Okay. When did you start this scheme? And how did you come up with it? And what was the process?
I think
Do you know-
immediately.
You know when we ended the last episode and Lyndon drove me home?
Oh, when I was like crying in the back seat with my
Yeah.
Rosalind playlist on for like an hour.
Yeah.
Then.
Then.
I knew.
You were literally
I was in the car.
you were in the car.
See, I knew they were scheming something, and I think I messaged you. I was like, they're scheming. I don't know. I feel like I said to you at some point, like, I thought they were scheming, but like I was just listening to my Rosalind playlist and like crying, and that was what I was doing. So I just wasn't aware of what they were saying, but I could hear like the tone of the conversation being excited, but I didn't know if it was like a scheme or if it was just. Because obviously after the last episode there was a lot we couldn't discuss with each other, but we could with Lyndon. So I didn't know if it was just you and Lyndon bouncing off each other, reflecting on the episode, or if you were like scheming for what was to come. It sounded like scheming, but also I was just sobbing to my Rosalind playlist, so like I had no clue what was going on. But yeah,
Because it wasn't straight away. We were talking about.
We came where, yeah.
It was very quickly though.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
It was your world.
Yeah, well that's because it was your idea. You like kind of said it as a joke, and then we were like, oh my god, that would actually be really fun.
I love that.
So I was just, obviously been like, well, it's your world, tell me about it. And then we were
Yeah.
like, oh, what if you just DM? And then we were like, oh, what if we just fucking trick the shit out of you people?
Yeah.
People?
How long, what point did you come up with how you were going to do it, the focus thing?
It's
Same
sort
day.
of
I think it's when I
built.
got home. Didn't I text you when I was I know how we'll do it.
Yeah, or it was like the next morning. So we had spoken about it one way, which I don't even remember what it was. Like I was going to be sat down, and then it was just going to be like, I was going to say that I needed the toilet, and then he was going to move. But then we wanted to get your guys' reactions.
That's
so we had to have it so that it, like you thought we were already filming, or like we obviously were, but like you thought we were going to be starting.
On camera, yeah.
And then you still wanted me sat here, and then you were just going to be like, I need to check the focus, and then I was like, no, I'll just be behind the screen.
Anyway, yeah, no one cares about the minor
I don't know
details.
what's going to be in the episode or not, but what they told us was because you set up all your stuff in your place at the table, and then you didn't sit down, and I was like, are you not going to be at the table for the start still? And you were like, no, but I'm still going to be in the room. And I was like, why would you be, like, you're either in it or you're not. Like, you can just sit at the table and tune it out and listen to it, or you can not be in the room and not know about it. But, like, you didn't do either of those things. And I wasn't, like, sus, but I was like, okay, don't know why you're doing that. And then...
Judgy. You weren't sus, you were just judgy.
I wasn't really, I was just a bit confused. And
Well,
then,
what I said was, you're going into my world, you just haven't met me yet, so I'm allowed to be in the room to know what's happening in my world. But, like...
Which is fair.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then I don't really know what was going on when you swapped. What went on for you?
Well, for me, obviously, because you said, oh, the camera's out of focus, Lyndon came over and then he sat down and I was like, oh, he's in a silly, goofy mood. And it wasn't
He's a silly goose.
silly. And then it wasn't until you went, and now we're back. And I was like, shit.
My heart just suddenly started like...
Yeah. It was like, as soon as you said that line, I was like, yep, they're DMing.
Yeah.
Got it. Shit.
And I immediately, like, it dawned on me, like, oh, of course they are. Like, of course that's the thing that makes the most sense. Yeah. Crazy times.
How did I do as a DM?
Too good, you're
Fantastic.
fired.
It was
Better than me.
perfect. It was just it was exactly what it needed to do.
Yeah.
Because it was such, like, even though, like, you were the DM and you were, like, I could feel the Talia in you.
You were still
like, in
Talia.
every decision you made as a DM. And I think that's what made it so beautiful and perfect.
I woke up literally every morning since we've last played, and the only thing that I can do when I wake up is I've had to go and, like, create all of these things that you were going to encounter and, like, build this world. And literally every morning I just had, like, a new thing to add. And then I had to try and, like, sneakily get information, which I wasn't very sneaky about,
my
but
God.
they never cottoned on, so...
No.
What was it for
We're
you?
dumb
The
dumb.
flowers?
My favourite type of flower.
How did they do it?
I was
They-
just like,
they-
what do you think Agatha's favourite flower is?
Yeah, and I just said, I'll get back to you.
Lol.
And I didn't get back to them.
Did you have to push?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, this is really plaguing my brain. Like, I can't stop thinking about
Yeah.
it.
And I
That's
kept
fair.
them being like, honestly, I don't know. Like, these are my favourite flowers. I think that Agatha's favourite flowers might be something along these lines.
Yeah.
Maybe a foxglove.
I think it's perfect though. Like when you said foxglove, I was like, oh, of course.
I know, and I really wanted to be like, yes, stay with that, because then we've all got belled flowers. But I couldn't be like, you need to keep that because here are ours, because then it's just
The
like...
thing
two at
is, the
forefront of
thing
your
is,
brain.
I was doing research on other flowers, and I found one as well. And I was gonna, but I forgot. I forgot to message you.
Well, that's
I'm
that
sorry.
then.
Yeah. But I mean,
I mean, it could have changed, because it's only what Talia knows.
that's so true. Yeah.
So
But
maybe
I'm
that
happy.
used to be your favourite flower.
I'm happy
Okay.
with foxglove. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just like, Agatha's favourite flower probably isn't pink,
That's fair.
Fair.
but it is now, and I'm cool with it. So.
Foxgloves come in other colours.
Purpley and like mottled.
Yeah.
I
Like,
feel like there's blue ones, white ones, pink ones, there's all sorts of colours.
is myrtle your mother's favourite? Yeah, I knew that. I knew that before you said it. It was really weird.
Was nice to see her back.
Stop it. I don't know.
Wonder what she's up to now.
Cope. Should we take it moment by? Should we just go through
Yeah.
it and get there when we get there?
Clothes. New outfits.
Yeah.
New drip, as the kids say.
Yeah, this was another one. I was actually a little bit sus because. So first of all, I was just at Maijai's the other day, and they kept asking about the dress Rosalind designed at Miss Berry's when the Viscount took us shopping, and I was like, I didn't really think anything of it because I was just like, of course, like, I mean, we always talk about stuff we want to know about the campaign. Like I mean, this is the one thing that was good for you in this was the fact that we do all just message each other like, what's this about this character's thing?
Yeah.
Like, we are all really like hyperfixated on it anyway, so I didn't really question it. But then you, like Lyndon was like, can you send me, like, have you ever sent me, or can you send me all the stuff you got when the Viscount took you shopping, which to be fair, good for you covering your tracks because you asked for all of it and I did send you all the, like every single thing. Like there's like 3 dresses, shoes, ribbons, like.
I mean, I didn't have to do all the writing, so it didn't bother me to ask for everything.
I mean, I had it all written up anyway, I just like had never sent it to you.
To clarify, I had asked our DM for it first, but apparently she had just never sent it
Oh
to
no,
him.
because the thing is all I remember is you asked me in that episode, like, what does the dress she designed look like? And I was like, I can't say it right now because it needs more thought, because Rosalind obviously has thought about this a long time. And then and then I just was like, I wrote it down for myself, but you never asked for it. It was never like needed. So I never sent it. But so I wasn't really sus, but I was just a bit like, everyone's very interested in Rosalind's dresses at the minute, when nobody is ever fucking interested in Rosalind's dresses. So yeah, that was interesting. Yeah, that was that.
How did you feel about my alterations?
Good. Well, I don't know. It just was a lot, wasn't it?
You really were just like crying at every moment.
Wait till you see the last hour of the last
know.
episode. But then maybe this is worse because this was like most of the because I was like that in the first half as well for a lot of it, I think. I don't really remember.
I kind of like.
I've kind of blacked out the last few episodes. How is it? What is it like for you? Because like Agatha, like especially because we've had a lot of time alone together the last episodes, where Rosalind has just been literally hysterical on and off.
Agatha doesn't know what to do.
I know.
When people cry, she just kind of sits there.
I'm
stood. And like that's just I just kind of freeze off and I'm.
What was it? When you started talking about the fucking tree over the river, I really was like, guess I'll just have a breakdown. Thanks for that.
I assume that was something that you guys have spoken about before.
So, you remember when me and Taya decided to be a bit bonkers and do Ensemble Improv with the 2 of our characters?
I do not remember that.
Okay.
So
When did that happen?
we've done it twice.
Right.
We have gone to the woods with our. One time it was a joint playlist, and one time it was we were listening to our own individual character ones.
It was going to be one time it was with a joint.
And did
No.
and we
That would
did,
explain
Like,
a lot.
basically, we wanted to find the memories that we knew that these 2 had.
like and the first one was very much as kids,
Yeah.
and growing up.
And at this place, there was a tree that crossed a river. and
I'll
we
put
were
a
like-
picture of it on Instagram after this episode.
Did
goes
you not
out.
do anything with them like that?
No, I didn't.
You were left out of that.
I was left out.
Left out.
Sorry, at that point you didn't know there was anything fruity going
Yeah.
on. So like
now we want to do one with you.
Yeah.
Now that we're all like friends. Like once we've got through whatever this section is, we want to do it
But
again.
all you're allowed to do is sit there with
If
a
you're
blanket
up
on
for
your
it.
legs.
I was never allowed to do anything, bro.
You can watch.
I can watch.
You were going to say something when I said there was a bridge with roses at the bottom. You were going to say something. Mine.
That's because I remembered that when you asked me about Agatha's favourite flowers, I said that my second favourite flower is roses.
Lol, Rosalind's triggered.
Yeah, I didn't remember that.
Okay, but I thought that was me having a realisation. Oh, that's why you asked me about flowers.
Right.
No.
None of it was about you.
It
Well,
was.
it did to end up because there was a whole thing about flowers.
Yeah. And the necklace was specially for you.
Yeah, that was really sweet.
Once you finally got there. We ignore crazy woman. Oh, she's there again. We're
Sorry, Rosalind was going off of the story of Snow White. In
Where there were 3 things.
yeah, and this is the thing. So Rosalind thought that like she had to say no 3 times because Snow White said yes 3 times. Like she thought she had to learn from the story
you.
because Rosalind is obviously Snow White in that, but the story that you always told.
I assume this is the original version of
Yeah.
Snow White.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, in the original.
In the OG, Snow White is a really dumb bitch, but she's 7, so we can forgive her.
Do we need to edit that out?
I don't think so.
But basically, the witch comes along.
3 times with 3 separate things
And every
to kill
ti-
her.
And like every time Snow White has been told, don't let any strangers in, and every time she's like, oh well, I guess
So, like,
this won't
the
hurt.
third one, after being like basically killed twice, she's like, sure, again, I guess. I bet this same old woman won't kill me a 3rd time, and then she does. But so Rosalind was like, I have to do the opposite.
You're so cute.
Yeah, she is.
And I liked how I was able to put my earrings back in, and I also
you had them.
I had another hairband as well, so I was able to put my hair back up in the.
See, I didn't see you doing that because I was like probably crying, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then I looked up and I saw it and I was really like,
Yeah. So I was like, that was, yeah.
Yeah, that was lovely. What can you talk, if you can, like what sort of thought processes went into like the things we had to get through before we actually got to stone and like the house?
So my thinking is it was kind of, because the world obviously came from like Talia's brain. So the further out of because we had discussed that basically my world ended at stone.
Yeah.
And there sort of wasn't the rest of the world.
Yeah.
And so I was like, coming in, you're gonna face like Talia doesn't want random people coming in.
Yeah.
So it has to, and like she knew that you two would eventually come and find her if she didn't get out, you know? Like there was never a doubt of that. And so it had to be things that specifically were tailored to you two.
Yeah.
And like obviously I was gonna put Snow White in there because duh.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, I was like, it felt like there had to be 3.
Yeah, because it felt very fairy tale to me, which was really on brand.
Well, that was the other thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, this is her own fairy tale.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I had a lot of fun creating memories for the both of you.
And
Right?
yeah.
You okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I spent a long time trying to figure out what books to put in front of both of you. Well, because I was curious, basically. And it could have led to something else, but it didn't.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, was there really different outcomes if we had chosen differently for those?
Well, I already know that there was because there's another letter that if I had chosen the Bible, Maijai would have given me.
Well, I wanted to sort of... It was sort of like his past you and his current... Like his... How our dynamic was and his how our dynamic is now. I had a really cute thing if you had picked the repository.
I feel like I know what it was.
Yeah, you probably do.
Yeah.
And yeah, I didn't want Agatha to be left out because, no,
That went really well. Yeah.
but I wanted, like, every part of it was for all 3 of us.
Yeah. But I felt that, like, I mean, you're the one it matters to, but like...
But of course I chose Evelina because that's the book you gave to me and it's also the book that I read with Thomas. So it has like a double meaning.
But then obviously I knew that your real life Bible got destroyed in water or whatever.
Yeah.
So, but I was also just really curious on which one you'd pick. And that's why the thing that was in the Bible was in the Bible, but you never got to read it, so you'll never get to know.
Wow. See?
Yeah, and I wanted to have 3 things where the bridge was. But then I was just like, I don't need 3 things.
But I also feel like that was always the one that was never ever gonna have a pause.
Yeah.
You know?
But I was also like, left, because she's left-handed. Long.
One detail that I really liked is how our family crest was on our left hands, but yours was on your right hand.
I did
was
my
really
research.
cute.
Yeah, I think, yeah, things would have gone very differently if you guys hadn't been on a time limit.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really know how we were going to get out. Like,
Well, the thing is, we didn't know if we were on a time limit or not. What we knew was that, like, and I think I can say this to you because I think it was very implied by the way we spoke about it. They made it really clear that what we had done had never been done before ever. So it was probably really, really dangerous. And Lucas was very new to all of it. Like, and you know, didn't know how long he could do it. Didn't know if he was gonna do it. Like, that's the reason. Like, yeah, there was a lot of things, and basically we didn't know shit about this spell. So like, it was just like very impressed on us. Not necessarily there was we were told to get out quickly. We were. I think I can say something that we were told. Yeah. We were told to come back without you if it would take too long, basically. So I don't know about you, but like I was scared. Like I was constantly really aware, and I think because I knew I was in somebody else's like dream dimension, and that it like wasn't real, and that it was we were only being held there by Lucas's power of meditation or whatever it was. Like I was just so scared that at any point you could be like, it's broken, like, or that something could happen there, like. But yeah, like, and that's why, again, like, Rosalind was really, like, that actually kind of made her a big mess because she didn't know, like, she wanted to give you time. Well, she didn't want to bring you back at all, like, once she got there. But, like, she didn't know.
Spilling water again.
No, there was something blue in my cup.
Aggie core!
I think it might be
Agin core.
I reckon so. Just a little flower thing.
the flower.
But yeah, like, Rosalind was really a bit of a mess that she didn't know what the timescale was for
Yeah,
it. Like,
that makes sense.
yeah.
You could probably have stayed there a week.
You tell us this now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if we'd have
I
tried
gave
to
you
stay there
clues.
for a week,
Like,
you would have
I gave you
pulled through it.
clues.
Yeah. I just feel like something bad would have happened if we had.
Yeah.
But yeah, what happened? What have we missed?
We met a certain someone.
Oh,
Or
Yeah.
a certain what yet?
Yeah, no, that is.
Yeah.
Amelia really does something to me.
Lovely lady. Wonder how she is.
Stop it.
So when I got sent off last episode, I really just like cried for like most of that time because I was just absolutely destroyed by it. And it was really weird because it meant that when we left afterwards, these two were really stressed because they knew the situation of everything. And I was both really stressed for them, but also really calm because I was in like happy dream world. And that was a weird experience. But seeing Amelia again was really
Hard.
yeah. And I knew that, like, I knew it would get to you a lot. But I didn't know how it was going to affect you. Because
Yeah,
I
I
knew
was
that you
interested
knew her
in
for the
that.
same amount of time as us. Because, like, we were all really young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was curious.
It got to me when she called me Aggie and not Agatha.
I felt that actually.
And
Because, can I just like interject? You don't have to respond to this, but like I find it really interesting because I felt that when she said Aggie in you, and when I didn't realize until it was out of my mouth, but like when I was trying to wake you up when you were drowned, I called you Aggie, and then the only other time I've called you Aggie was when you were drunk and you were like, don't call me Aggie. And I just think it's really like, it feels like being called Aggie is something really vulnerable, and it's something really to do with your childhood and the way we were like that's how it feels to me, and that's why you were like defensive about it when you were like angry at us both. I don't know if that's true or not, but like that you can.
it can be.
That's a really good idea. Yeah, that's exactly what I meant.
Yeah.
It does make sense though, and sometimes like on social media, I really struggle calling her Aggie. I'll say like Agatha, and then you guys call her. I do struggle with that, and I don't know why.
If it helps, we will call her Agatha when you're calling her. We won't call her Aggie unless.
No, it's fine. No, it's fine. It's just it is something that I've realised that I have called her Aggie before, but very rarely do I.
You're very particular about it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Gilbert was there too. That was lovely.
Yeah.
I love Gilbert.
And they were happy and together. Lovely.
You know one thing that
Seeing Gilbert happy and like not with the grief that he normally has.
Do you know one thing that I noticed?
What?
Gilbert and Talia both have a stutter.
Have you
Just realised that. Since episode 1, bitch.
That's like such a thing. Bro!
The hypocrisy that drips off Agatha.
Oh, I guess Agatha doesn't pay attention to her friends either.
Okay, maybe Agatha knew that, but Morne didn't.
Okay, that's bonkers.
Even worse.
How? How did you not realise
No,
that?
it wasn't until you were sat next to me and you kept on wobbling your words. I was like, huh.
Have you not realised that Gilbert's got a sentence?
Gilbert
Well,
never doesn't.
I knew that you did.
But Gilbert's is worse than Talia's.
Yeah, significantly
Talia
worse.
can only really stutters when she's like nervous or emotional. Gilbert stutters all the time. Gilbert never doesn't stutter.
Look,
He's never said a sentence where he hasn't.
I'm a dumb bitch.
Jesus. Okay, well, that's absolutely bonkers. That's
can't
insane.
believe- what the fuck?
That's mental.
That is crazy.
But I know now.
What the hell?
Why do I even try?
And it's like
You're in a room, it's white. There's a table in it.
you have to be really.
There's a table in it.
There's a table.
You
The door's unlocked, just get through.
look. Sometimes I don't.
Notice. We notice.
Yeah. It's okay, bro. It's one of those things.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm glad you've put it together now, though.
what are we on? Episode 17?
18. Was.
Wow. Literally 60 plus hours.
Yeah.
More than that.
That's so funny.
Crazy.
We're on 90 hours.
Keen mind.
Keep mind. I mirrored your dream world without knowing anything about your dream world.
Right, okay, audience, you're with me on this. The amount of parallels that were coming for something that Maijai had no clue about and had never been told anything about. I didn't say anything about what Rosalind's experience of that was to anyone afterwards.
Not even me.
Because Rosalind chose not to tell Agatha details. So I was like, I guess I just am not telling anyone anything. And
he didn't tell me anything.
even the detail about the roses. Okay, so for people who haven't picked up on context clues, so Georgiana's favourite flowers are roses. They're like her prized flowers, and her garden is very like military, precise, beautiful, and she grows these roses that she's obsessed with. So that's like the symbol of Rosalind's mother in her head. And both of you described the gardens as being beautiful in a messy way and having no roses. And that specification is what really got me in my dream world. And then you saying that really, I was like, you have to know. I was like, that's bonkers. And then
That's why there were roses on the bridge.
I know, that's why I didn't pick the bridge. And then the
Just fucking pick you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
still mad about not noticing the stammer. But then the walk through into town, like, and being in love in a public place in the centre of a town, and that being the thing that from Rosalind's dream had made her want to go back, because she was like, I know this can never be real, and I've just kissed her in real life, maybe this time now I can be brave and have it for real. Like, that was actually quite insane. I really don't know how you both did that. But I do, because, like, of course you did, you know?
I'm so intrigued to see him play me.
Yeah, so this is the fun thing now.
Oh shit, I didn't
Everyone
even
can
think
now
about
watch
that.
my dream, because I've talked about it in front of you both. Yeah. I mean, not in front of Aggie, but more. You've heard it. I just am choking, so. So, like, you might as well watch it as well.
But I didn't even think that Lyndon was playing
Didn't have to play
Talia.
Talia, yeah.
Yeah.
And do you know what gave it up? Because I was trying to, so basically, before this all happened, we'd all been told to send Lyndon our, like, dream worlds.
Yeah.
And we'd been speaking beforehand because we were like, obviously, the other one is in our dream world. Like, in, like, the thing that we sent off to Lyndon.
Yeah.
And so I was saying, like, I'm really curious on how he would play us. And then afterwards...
And, like, if it was right.
Yeah.
You know?
And then after that episode, Taya was like, yeah, that thing that you said before about Lyndon playing us, I'm really intrigued to see how he's done that across all of them.
I was like, I'm intrigued to see, like, what your experience, if there is one,
Yeah.
was like with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it wasn't. And I knew it wasn't. I knew it wouldn't have been. But I'm a bit, but I was, I think, because I just instinctively knew that it hadn't been. But like, then you, I think, because I kept saying that, I think you started to try and throw me off the scent by doing Rosalind impressions like around the house at me all week. And do you know what's quite scary? He's never been able to do a Rosalind impression. They've been getting actually like, not good, but like a lot better. And
I mean, you're not good at your job.
Wow.
You're just like, okay.
No, but you're not and I do think Rosalind is like the hardest person to do an impression of without it just being a send up. Because she's so like, you know. You know what I mean?
I've just never really tried properly. Every time I've done it, it's just to laugh at you.
Yeah, but the last few days when you've been doing it, it's actually been quite good.
Yeah,
So,
because I decided to do it properly.
yeah. Well, anyway, it
Might
didn't-
come up soon.
It didn't work. What? Anyway.
I want to see both of your dream worlds. I want to know what Agatha's is now that I know one of them. I want to know both of them.
Yeah, I guess you actually can't watch yours.
Yeah.
still.
Yeah, not yet, because canonically I haven't told you, but I probably will. So
I also think that you can watch the last bit of the last episode because we told you like basically all the things. I mean, we told you in a very messy, incoherent way, but like the information is there, so I think it's fair if everyone agrees.
yeah, sure.
Something else I was going to say.
Actually, because in the last episode I tell you about the thing, so yeah, go ahead.
But you have to watch it after you've watched the
Yeah.
episode bit.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. I give permission.
Say.
And obviously these guys get to watch mine because like
We
you
were in
did
it.
my dream.
Yeah.
There was really another thing that I was going to say and I don't remember
Maybe
what it was.
it will come back as we talk.
Yeah.
Because we've still got a lot to talk about. And I don't want to.
I really don't want to.
My tummy feels odd.
Saying goodbye
Christ.
was
That was
really-
heart-wrenching.
I tried to make it as smooth and easy for you as possible.
Yeah, yeah, sure. I just kind of exited my body. Like, as Rosalind just started dissociating because she was like, I can't handle this, so she just went away. So, yeah, I have nothing to say on it because I just disappeared.
I really
And I knew you were going to run off without saying goodbye properly, not let them wave you goodbye.
The Irish goodbye.
I couldn't. I'd already said goodbye. It was
Yeah.
hard enough. Like, I wouldn't have left. I wouldn't have. And then, so I didn't do any rolls beforehand like we normally do to get it out the way of the dice because I hadn't sat at the table yet.
Yeah.
So my one and only roll of the entire game, and it was like slap bang
my
in the middle,
God,
and it was
yeah.
really like, I guess he'll just decide. And in my head, I was like, that's definitely high enough because now I'm ready to leave. But I didn't know what you were gonna do, and like I did know that you were gonna bring me back because I was like, 10 is high enough. It's not like a 2.
No, for a second I was
But-
so terrified because you described it, Talia, last, obviously, because obviously you did that. But like, there was a second I was really like, oh, she's gone.
No, because I saw you
she's
do that,
gone.
and then I looked at him and I was like, no, I'm definitely there.
The number was a 10. So you made
Is
it.
that what you'd set?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh,
Mhm.
Christ.
Bro.
Imagine. I don't want to
imagine.
imagine.
What would we have done? Genuinely. Don't know.
I know.
Rosalind would just go and become a whore at the Velvet Masquerade and give up on everything, I think.
I mean, I'd probably go back.
Just live with Thomas.
He can provide for me. He's good at his job.
He's good at his job.
It was really a lot quicker than I thought it was going to be.
It felt so long to me. That whole bit felt like hours and hours.
Yeah.
Maybe I was really nervous sitting in the DM chair though. So
Yeah, how did that feel?
That was so scary. That was really like.
Did you get used to it?
I did. It's just annoying that the beginning bit is where I needed to be like DME the most.
But you were really good that you couldn't tell that you were like nervous about doing it.
Fab. Good. And I don't think I left anything out. You guys were really annoying and not doing things that I wanted you to do, but that's fine.
Well,
Welcome to
I was gonna
DMing.
say, yeah, like,
Yeah, no, because
what
this
was
is
that
what I mean.
like?
When I was, because obviously I decided what was going to happen for everything that you did correctly, and then like all of the wrong things that you could do. So like there was something that would happen if you picked any of the things from the witches thing, any of the thing like if you crossed the bridge, and I was really like I mean. To be fair, I was really like, they're going to just pick the right answer all the way because obviously, and then you didn't.
Not for the flowers.
Well, I thought you would speak more because if you spoke more, you would realise that it was the 3 of our flowers and then there was another one.
Yeah, but the thing that I think that's what comes from you not having seen any of the last episode or the start of this
Yeah.
is you had no idea what state we were both in.
Yeah.
Like we were not communicative.
only have a hair. What is it? Why do we have bits in our...
This is Taya.
That's just me.
It's getting everywhere.
But like, yeah, I guess you didn't know the kind. And was it? I mean, I guess it was not what you expected if we were picking things that you didn't think we were going to be picking.
Well, I always sort of, that was the one where I was like, this could be misinterpreted and they could just pick their own ones. That was the one that I was like least certain on. I think I thought that you would think more. Like with the Snow White one, I thought you would have been like, oh, those are 3 that are in it and there's 1 that isn't.
No.
And then obviously everything that landed on the rolls as
No
well, because
thoughts.
I'd set numbers for all of the rolls and I was really like, one of you is going to get it. And then neither
Yeah,
of
we
you
rolled
ever
quite
did.
bad for a lot of that.
I will put that down to the mental state.
Yeah, this is what I mean. I think we rolled correctly narratively.
Yeah.
Like no fucking way were we in a state to be able to like process or think about anything logically. Like of course we weren't.
Well, Lucas tried his best to help.
He did.
I love Lucas. I mean, I don't because of other things, but like I do. I don't know. I'm mixed feelings about Lucas.
We'll find out.
Yeah. How was it not sitting in
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. Although I had nothing to do, so I was just like watching. It's just close up.
I could.
Was
see
it
you
weird
just,
being like next to us though when we were doing stuff?
It's fun, yeah.
Because you never see us from that perspective. It was fucking weird looking across at you.
Yeah.
It was.
I think-
we made a lot more eye contact, and I think, like, because I did with you as well, and I think there's something about having to like turn and look at you that makes it. And I'm also like, you know, there's a camera. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was a lot.
Because I feel like when you're DM, I'm able to make eye contact with you, but when you were Amelia, I was looking down a lot of the time.
I
I think that was just the fact that
yeah.
you were right next to me. There was
I
like that.
either like couldn't look at Amelia or was like transfixed. And then it was weird because like I was making more eye contact with you than normal, but I still couldn't, and it almost made it a lot harder and like more intense because it was so direct.
Yeah.
Like I feel like when you're next to me, the turning makes it more of a choice, which makes it harder to do. But once we're doing it, it's easier.
Yeah.
Whereas that was it was easier to do, but it was harder once we were doing it. If that makes sense.
Definitely. The moment with you, I really, when I like had 0 words, when I was like, I guess I'm just gonna leave with Rosalind, sorry.
Yeah.
And like she felt so bad, but it was also just like,
But I accepted it.
Yeah,
and it really helped. It was really.
I'm really like I'm like kind of intrigued by that moment because I think for so much, literally for the last like 3 episodes, Rosalind kind of hasn't been present in her body. Like she's just been a mess, and like so I couldn't do anything or think anything in that situation. But like I was really aware that you were like leading us away and Agatha was being left, and like it wasn't really as Rosalind because she was so gone, but like. As like I had that like tiny second of like player awareness be like, oh, we're leaving Aggie to have some sort of big emotional thing, and like I don't know how she'll handle that, but yeah, it was really actually now I'm thinking about it, it was really just quiet and like accepting.
And I assume that I would have had a nice conversation with Amelia.
Yeah, which is really sweet.
Yeah. Don't know what we talked about, but she complimented me on my hair.
Yeah.
She always has the compliments, loves to compliment.
Yeah.
At least she used to.
I'm really annoyed that we stopped where we did because I know Talia's next move, which is fun because I never know Talia's next move, and
That's
I do because I had the impulse to do it, and then it was like stop, and I was like fuck you.
Lol.
So I guess I know how we're picking up.
I don't know shit anymore.
No.
About anything.
God, my mouth was so dry sitting over there.
Do you have no water?
No.
Oh my god.
I had that. What? I had my 1 cup.
That's
of
on
water.
him, never being hydrated.
Yeah.
My cup was there.
Yeah, but I didn't know what was in yours.
Just water.
Really?
Oh.
Oh.
Devastated.
Devo.
Devo, as the kids say.
Did you enjoy being in the snack section?
Oh, the snack section was really good this
Yeah,
week.
you need to start getting yourself
Better
some
than
snacks.
like sucking on broken biscuits and stuff like that.
We've got.
Oh, I say the snack section was good. The snack
Maijai's
section
was
was
good.
good until it was taken away from me and I was given plain dry crackers.
It was all Maijai's stuff. I was
No
like,
cheese.
I
No
thought
cheese.
that I would be. I thought there would be a point.
Plain dry crackers.
I thought there would be a point that we'd swap back, and I wanted to save myself some.
What really?
I was
we
saving
didn't.
you some.
What really tickled
They were
me?
yours.
Yeah.
It was like expensive fudge and a Velveeta. I was like,
So good. So
What really tickled me was I had a plate of cream crackers, and then during the break, Taya was like, "I fancy a plate of cream crackers."
Right.
Got her own.
yeah, this is very Aggie core to be eating dry plain crackers. Like, this is what you grew up on, I think.
I didn't want to bring a tub of butter with me.
We have butter here. You could have had.
Yeah, but then I'm gonna have to be sat at the table buttering my crackers. Like I'm not. Like,
Imagine.
like
I think my thing is that like for the last 3 episodes have just felt violently nauseous for the whole episode because of Rosalind feeling like that. So I was really like, I don't know what I can eat, and then I saw you eating plain crackers, and I was like, actually,
yeah,
that is going to
It's
be fine
good.
on my stomach. So
Yeah.
that's what I ate.
they're
And I don't-
tasty.
And
And
I
you,
don't appreciate the judgment, sir.
you. Let me try.
Okay, Talia and
Right,
Gilbert.
Gilbert.
Rosalind couldn't fucking speak for like so much of this episode.
But you said that the cream crackers were tasteless.
Me?
Yeah,
When?
before we started filming.
Maybe. But like, but in a good way. Like sometimes you need
Oh right, yeah. Okay.
I really don't think the audience cares.
opinions on cream
Sorry.
crackers.
Back to the episode.
After like a really emotionally intense episode where like all of us are crying all the time, let's just talk about cream fucking
Yeah.
crackers for a bit.
What's your favourite top?
Yeah, what's your favourite like cracker?
Stop, enough.
Chutneys?
Enough.
cheese and chutney, obviously.
Oh, definitely.
Almond cheese chutney. Sounds great.
What?
Who's that?
Puppet.
Call back to an our show.
Right, should we stop talking
anyway.
about stuff the audience doesn't
Yeah.
understand?
Moving on.
Sorry guys. This is why we need Rio here.
Yeah.
How you're gonna get shouted at for doing that? Is there anything more in the episode to talk about? I feel like there is, but I don't know what it is anymore.
I feel like there is, but I can't talk about it.
I mean, there was. Here's what you didn't see.
No.
Oh, that was
No.
No, but do you know what that was? Because I obviously hated that. But I also, like, Talia knew exactly what they would be doing when she left. She knew exactly how it was going to play out. So to me, that was, like, me living through it in my head as I was walking away.
Yeah, that
Some might
makes
call it
sense.
unnecessarily cruel.
It
but-
was.
It was.
I would
But,
say
like,
that.
I was going to be experiencing that anyway. It was just
That's
cruel to these
true.
guys.
I mean, I also was,
Yeah.
but like but it is worth hearing it out loud from somebody
Absolutely.
else. So, yeah.
Good.
It was weird once we were all back together,
What was that like for you, having been
Then
separate from
not
us?
being at the table.
Was it also weird seeing us interacting like with your dream world, like once you were in stone, like just us and your parents and all the like things in the house, and like, did it make it feel different, like having us there? Are you not ready to talk about it? Okay.
I do.
Well, she always knew you would be coming.
Yeah.
That's the other thing that I wanted to say, was that last week I wanted to say, but I couldn't. Because you kept being like, there was a point, and then I realised it wasn't real, which means that you thought it was real beforehand.
I mean, I didn't.
No, but like...
I was confused and suspicious, but there was that like confirmed it, you know?
Yeah. And I don't know any of your thoughts on it. You just came out confused.
Yeah.
But like, I knew right from the get-go that it wasn't real. And yeah, it was really...
Just didn't care.
Yeah.
What was your wisdom check? You said at 18.
Yeah, 17.
You said it at
18, yeah, because it was I couldn't choose between 17 and 18, and then it was like 18. And I rolled a 5, so like it didn't make a difference.
You were always getting stuck there.
Yeah. But I knew that even before we, like, even once I knew what the concept of this was, I was like, Talia's not coming back. Like, I knew that.
Yeah. It was weird, but like, it was nice because like she'd had time to like settle there and like do all the things that she wanted.
Spent a few weeks,
Yeah.
which is
I reckon you probably spent like 3 months there.
Jesus.
Christ.
Yeah.
Is Talia now canonically 3 months older?
In my mind, for about an hour that passes in the real world, a week does.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you
We
were,
should not have had that nap.
you were probably there for, It probably took you 10 to 12 hours, I guess, with the nap included.
We napped.
Good, because you were on 1 hit point.
I was.
Yeah.
We're not much better now.
But no, that was the other thing. When I was creating all of the like bad outcomes,
Were you sparing us hit points?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
but like it was going to be that anyway.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't supposed to be that
Talia's
I-
world would never like actively hurt us, I don't
Yeah,
think.
and it wouldn't actively hurt.
Anyone. Well.
Wow, I really just had a whole daydream of hers. That was fun.
Was it about killing the Viking?
It was, yeah.
I knew it!
It was.
I was really like,
seriously
Talia
maiming
wouldn't
the
be dreaming
Viscount.
about hurting anybody. An alternate of Talia's dream world is just like a torture chamber where she hacks off the Viscount's body parts.
Well, no, he was just going through all the things that you guys would have gone through if you picked wrong, but they would have
Hurt him.
hurt him.
Unhinged. Unhinged. This is a man who canonically supports a number of orphanages.
Shut up about the orphanages. Talia does not care about the orphans.
Clearly. At least someone does. The Viscount.
Unhinged. You're both unhinged in different ways.
I was really worried as well.
What were you
Here's my
worried?
thing about the dress. Is I really didn't want you to have conflicting feelings about the fact that the Viscount had bought it, and that's why I changed it.
No, I didn't have any because that was so irrelevant to the
Yeah.
fact that Rosalind has a dress that she basically designed.
Yeah.
Like that's always been kind of irrelevant to it.
Yeah.
Like for some reason the only thing that I feel that about is the shoes. And the only reason I feel that is because Talia is so anti the shoe. Well, not even Talia, Maijai. Like the only reason I have feelings about that is
Did we
because
bring
you're-
up last talks about the fact that I've now seen an image of what these shoes might look like?
I don't think we did.
Yeah, I think you did.
Oh.
Okay.
Or have you just heard us talk about this? So
No.
No, I actually feel like I did.
Okay,
Continue.
that's fair. No, but like the only reason I even feel that.
Podcast. That's what you spoke about.
Oh yeah, it was an interview we did.
yeah.
Basically, these shoes I was thinking were like a bit embroidered and a bit fancy. They're not. They're horrific. Actually.
What Maijai thought the shoes were what I think Rosalind's everyday shoes are. It's
Yeah,
just
these
a
were
level
like
up.
silk ballet shoes almost.
Yes.
Yeah, lovely.
I think that's Rosalind's everyday shoes, and the ones the Viscount bought are like really pimped out versions of those. Like a version, like they have little like flowers on them and like lots of embroidery and like big ribbons. Like they're
Lovely.
insane.
Lovely.
I will post pictures. I found like 3 images on Pinterest that I was like, this is the vibe of the shoe. And I sent it to Maijai and I was like, I hope you're triggered, lol. This is the vibe the shoes that Viscount bought me. Because I just find it funny that you're so anti these shoes. And yeah, it made it worse, I think. Sorry.
How did you feel about the shoes I gave you?
Oh.
Yeah, just it was a nice pair of shoes, weren't they?
Bring back any memories?
Were they meant to?
Were you
Wow.
listening to anything? Yes, I
was.
They're literally the shoes from the Cinderella story.
Oh, that part! That part! Oh, sorry. Because at first you said that they're sturdy shoes, and yes, I
This
did.
is such a batshit episode
yeah.
of Talk.
Sorry. Give me a second.
Why did I try
you.
to include Agatha, to be honest?
Wow.
No.
Well, none of it got picked up on.
No, you did. I remember it now.
Okay. How did you feel about the shoes?
When after the Cinderella memory, I loved them.
Oh.
But before that, they were just a pair of
just
shoes. Yeah.
So ultimately, you did pick up on stuff, and Agatha has grown because you let Talia and Rosalind go off and sob at each other for a bit. and
Yeah.
You didn't have any negative feelings about that. as
I
far as-
didn't.
or you didn't express any negativity at it.
I don't think I felt any.
Aww. Cute. I would love to know what Aggie thinks is going on with us because we haven't actually told her anything. And we haven't actually done anything in front of her. But you have witnessed Rosalind over the last, few hours.
Oh, you were unconscious when they kissed.
I was. Yeah.
You said that you're brave enough to try and be real in the real world.
That's why I fucking left my thing. That's why I left my thing. That's why I left. And this is why I said it. I think she said it. I don't think she would have left if we hadn't, kissed that day. If she hadn't told you that she loved you the way that she did that day, that was the reason she left. And that's why, I think, you can, I always assumed you would be there. And I thought that you would have thought I wouldn't have been. And it was odd that it was the other way around. But, Yeah.
Am I having a stroke or did that not make sense?
I'm sorry, I can't explain Rosalind's thoughts and feelings in a way that makes sense, but yeah, lol.
That's okay. I have been really stressed this whole time because
Of everything.
of everything, but also specifically because I didn't know anything about you guys. I was really stressed about the fact that Rosalind was going to be like, well, if there was the perfect Talia in my world, then there's the perfect Rosalind in her world, and like she's just going to be with the perfect Rosalind.
I was worried about that.
Yeah.
So first of all, I was worried that, like, yeah, we would have to like be sneaking around other versions of ourselves that you thought were like the real versions in that world. And then we had a conversation where we were like, what the fuck is Talia's perfect version of us both? Like, especially of Agatha, because like that's really kind of. And then I was like, just well, like healthy and happy, but like.
If the perfect version of Agatha was even slightly different to me, I probably would have had another breakdown.
Yeah.
But this girl is so insecure.
Yeah, Rosalind doesn't deal with anything like that. Ever. She's totally fine. That's not anything to her right now.
Guess you had a lucky escape.
That's not a theme that's happening repeatedly. Because do you know what? There's another parallel into my dream world and what happened. And Rosalind really can't handle any of it. So guess you'll see that when you watch it.
Bro.
You can watch it as well. So it's okay.
Hey.
Cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's just the use of a word that Rosalind has some issues with. Being used in a way that it's never used on her.
Eh?
Is it something Amelia said?
No, that's something you said. And that you said to me in my dream as well. That was another parallel.
You must have played me really well.
Let us know what you think. What did you think of Lyndon's portrayal of Talia Bronte? Because I want to know. Because
I mean, it's still an alternative version of
Yeah.
someone.
But like, I mean, I don't know if
Just
it
as
just
real.
really hit me because I was bringing Rosalind, but I do think you did a really good job at like all the choices you made were right, I think.
Well, considering Talia then made a load of the same choices.
Yeah. Like that's actually a really cool thing about like you as a DM. Like that I think just says a lot. I think that's really cool.
Okay, it's bedtime for everybody, right?
Is it?
Closing.
What was everyone's favourite
Everybody's
moment?
favourite moment.
We didn't really say. I didn't know anything that was going to happen in the second half.
Really?
No.
I didn't know that.
Oh,
That's
no,
what
I
I
did
meant
all of that.
when I asked you to talk about. Well, I know you did it, but I thought you would have told him.
No.
No.
No,
I
because
sat
he
down
was
having
gonna-
no idea what was going to happen.
The only thing that we agreed on was that he was going to play any people he'd already played.
Which
so
makes
if we
sense.
interacted with any of the village people, I would have played them.
Oh.
What? How did
knew
you
I was
find
gonna play-
sitting down not knowing what was going to happen?
I was excited.
Nice.
I was like, yeah, I knew I was going to play Gilbert and Amelia. And yeah, I kind of forgot about Jonathan.
Oh, rude.
But yeah, I knew I'd be playing them. Other than that, I knew that we would be starting on a walk. That was it. Didn't know anything else.
That's really
I had no idea what was
cool.
coming. I was like,
I
who's
didn't.
this old lady?
I didn't think you would have said everything, but I just thought you would have said like a outline or something.
No idea.
That's really cool. Love that.
Because she also had no idea how you were escaping, so
Yeah.
So, favourite moments?
that was it. Oh, the
Just
second
not
second
knowing.
half, yeah.
That's very cool.
I'm gonna have to agree. Maijai DMing.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
Wait, what?
Nothing. No, it's fine.
We love you.
Okay, okay.
You're great. We love you. Mwah.
You never just pick me DMing normally.
Yeah, because that's our norm. if it was like
Fine.
abnormal.
Fine. I mean, it's pretty abnormal, the stuff I do.
What was yours? You do have a weird limited section to pick from.
And it was all kind of.
It was all
perfect.
harrowing
It was
as
all
well,
awful.
like, so.
My favourite moment is the moments that I didn't know I was copying other things. Because I just think that's really cool.
Yeah, I think same. Like my favorite moments are more concepts, like
Yeah.
you DMing and the fact that so many parallels are happening. Although actually, I don't think that's my favorite because that just made it really way more devastating and difficult for me. I actually think my favorite moment, if I'm just thinking about stuff that Rosalind needed, was having a hug from Amelia.
Yeah.
To be honest with you. And like getting to tell Amelia what she's always sort of subconsciously wished she could have told her. Lol. the end of that. That's the end of my thoughts.
If anybody is interested from last week at the part of my mini dream world bit that was replaying in, not last week, the week before, that was replaying in my brain over and over and over and over and over, it was at the doorway bit where Gilbert like came in, or like, no, Gilbert left and Amelia came in, and these guys will understand when they watch it. So that haunted me.
Closing thoughts, everyone.
Who wants to see one of these guys DM a one shot on our Patreon? Cool. Comment below, or above, or the side, or
Speaking of our patrons, another just thank you always for
yes.
being our patrons. We love you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Awkward British awkwardness.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Closing thought.
Yeah. Thank you. I can't wait to play again.
That was fun. I want to do it again, but also I think that I will be an awful DM because I do just sit and be like, how can I help them? Which is basically what he did. But I didn't. I was careful and gentle.
Yeah.
But
I think so.
I was fun. And I hope you enjoyed it.
My closing thoughts are, yeah, I can't wait to play again, and I still feel all of Rosalind's.
I can't
I'm
wait
like,
to play again.
I'm just gonna be mental again until we play again. I think this is just the state I'm in now because I've said this for the last like 3 episodes of talks.
Forever mental.
Just
Forever mental.
Well, I hope you all will come and
stop it.
And it was so lovely to see you all and have you all over for tea earlier. And I'm a bit sorry that you left without saying goodbye, but I know you'll be back. I'll wait there at the door for you.
Submissive and subscribable.
Submissive and subscribable. Love you, Mum. Mwah.